Hey everyone, I just finished watching Squid Game and I absolutely loved it, but now I have a huge hankering for some Korean food. So today I actually have two recipes for you that showcase the spicy and the sweet side of Korean food, some tteokbokki and some Dalgona coffee. So without further ado, let's get started.
So to start off this recipe, we will need to make the tteok, or the rice cakes for our tteokbokki. So begin by carefully adding 2 cups of rice flour into a bowl. I said carefully, wow, that is a lot of dust. Anyway, you can also add around a half teaspoon of salt and 3/4 cup of boiling water. Mix that all together until everything is combined. It may take a couple of minutes for everything to get hydrated, and you can also add a little splash more boiling water if needed, but eventually your dough should come together into a single ball like this. Then place it back into the bowl and microwave for 2 minutes. After that, take it out and mix it up a bit. You may notice that the dough is becoming a bit stretchy and sticky, and this is the dough beginning to cook, but we still need to cook it more, so go ahead and microwave it for another 2 minutes. Wait, before you do that, make sure to cover the bowl with some plastic wrap to keep the dough from drying out. I forgot to do this the first time, but you should cover it for both cooking steps. After that, the dough should be cooked and very sticky. It's also around 1,000 degrees right now, so be very careful when handling it. Rub a cutting board down with a little bit of sesame oil and pour out your dough. I said pour out your dough. Just pour... Okay, scrape out your dough onto the cutting board. Now we need to pound our dough a little bit to make it nice and chewy. So oil up a pestle if you have it or another utensil and pound your dough until it becomes nice and smooth. Now apply a bit of oil to your knife and divide your dough up into 4 pieces. Then, one at a time, roll out your dough into a log around a 1/2 inch thick and cut into pieces. You can make your rice cakes as big or as little as you want, but try and keep them relatively uniform so they cook at the same rate. I have never really been good at rolling things out evenly, so my rice cakes aren't very pretty, but they still taste great, so I think it's fine. If making your own tteok seems a little bit tedious, or if you're pressed for time, you can also buy pre-made tteok that works great for this recipe. Once all of our rice cakes are cut, place them on a plate and cover with plastic wrap so they don't dry out. Now it's time to make our spicy tteokbokki sauce. So in a large pan with walls, add around 4 cups of water and bring to a boil. You can also add around 1.5 tablespoons of anchovy soup base and stir to dissolve. Once our broth comes to a boil, we can add around 1/3 cup of Korean red pepper paste, gochujang. This is what gives the tteokbokki most of its flavor and spice, so the more you add, the spicier it will be. You can also add around 1 tablespoon of Korean red pepper flakes, gochugaru, and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Give that a bit of a mix, and then we can place in our rice cakes. We can also add in some fish cakes at this time. Now, I couldn't decide between the flat fish cakes and the fish balls, so I just added both. We have double the recipes today, so we can have double the fish cakes too. Now just garnish with some green onions and boiled egg and let it cook for a couple minutes until the sauce has reached the consistency you want. Then just pour into a serving dish and grab some chopsticks because you have just finished your tteokbokki. Now, tteokbokki can be a bit spicy, so it's nice to have a sweet drink nearby that you can use to relieve your mouth, which is where our next recipe comes into play, Dalgona Coffee. The thing that I love most about this drink is that it's so simple. All we have to do is place 2 tablespoons of instant coffee, sugar, and cold water into a bowl and start whisking. Then, as if by magic, the mixture will turn into a beautiful caramel-colored foam that you can use to make a delicious drink. To serve, just fill a glass around 2/3 full with milk and then spoon on your foam. Because of all the air inside, the foam will float on top of your milk, creating a really fun and beautiful drink that is sure to impress anyone you make it for. And as long as you don't tell them, they'll never know you used instant coffee. It'll be our little secret. Just make sure to mix it up before drinking so the coffee foam can combine with the milk. And with that, we are ready to sit down and enjoy our hot and spicy tteokbokki and our cool and sweet Dalgona coffee. So let's take a look at that now, shall we? So today we made tteokbokki and Dalgona coffee. Tteokbokki is the perfect dish to make if you want something chewy, savory, and spicy, and the fish cakes, egg, and green onions give it lots of different textures that make it a very fun dish to eat. And as for the Dalgona Coffee, the sweetness of the drink counteracts the spiciness of the tteokbokki perfectly, so it's great to pair them up, or just have it on your own as a fun and easy treat. With that being said, thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and consider sharing it with your friends. As always, I have all the measurements and ingredients in the description box below, and if you end up trying either one of these recipes, let me know how it goes. Otherwise, stay tuned and I will see you next time with a new video. Bye!
It looks like you're dipping a corn dog.
Oh. Okay. Well, it's still good. Okay. Okay.